This is Ronald Burkhan, and this is my presentation about Procter & Gamble, also known as P&G. P&G is one of the largest packaged good companies in the world. P&G is known for providing over 10 different types of products and have over 65 brands. They originally grew from a soap and candle business, expanding into handling cleaning, personal grooming, healthcare products, and much more. So first, let's take a look at the company life cycle. Of course, they went through a birthing period, a growth period, and it appears they've started in on a decline period as a company. Brief history for the company. In 1837, Procter & Gamble formed a partnership to start a soap and candle company. In 1840, their first plant opens that is designed to make candles, and it's really the start of their mass production process at this point. In 1841, they established their first patent for candle molds. This is very significant because it's really the start of a tradition of innovation that the company is known for, that it grows from after that. A key benchmark that the company reached is in 1859, they started accruing $1 million in annual sales as of that year. And one of the key discoveries that they had innovated during this period happened in 1879, where they developed ivory soap, also known as white soap or soap that floats. What makes ivory soap so interesting is that it was considered to be one of the first two-in-one products because it was used as something that somebody could clean themselves for personal hygiene purposes, but it could also be used to clean and launder clothing. So it's considered one of their first two-in-one products. The transition from the birthing period to the growth period could really be seen once it went public in 1890. This is kind of a significant benchmark where it goes from being a private-owned business between two partners into something that goes into the public sector. When the company went public, William Alexander Procter, who was the eldest son of one of the original founders, became the first president of the company. 1890 is also a significant year because they opened up one of the first analytical chemistry labs, which is one of the earliest product research labs in the Americas. In 1950, they opened up their first plant outside the US in Hamilton, Canada. It was used to start making ivory soap in Crisco. This is significant because this is the start of their global expansion. Prior to that, all their facilities, of course, were in the United States. In 1920, the company decides to halt candle production due to the fall of sales, and with soap being the primary product that is being sold by the company, they decided to end that cycle in order to focus in on other pursuits. In 1924, the company decides to implement market research and is one of the first companies in the world to do so. They hired an economist in order to be able to do basic analytics about their product and their target base. In 1933, Procter & Gamble was the sponsor of the very first comic book series and the creation of soap operas as well. So that was an innovation in advertisement at that period. Throughout the 1900s, P&G goes on to acquire several breakthrough innovations, including the soft bristle toothbrush, which became the Oral-B brand, fluoride toothpaste, which became the Crest brand, and the first enzyme detergent, along with many other innovations. In 2001, the company decides to create the first commercial strategy that oversees the full company in order to link efforts between P&G and its retailers. Their focus was making a superior in-store presence a priority for its consumers. In 2005, they acquired Gillette, which was the largest acquisition in company history. The first sign of the decline of the company could be linked to as recently as 2014, when P&G decides to drop 100 of its brands, narrowing it down to 65 brands and focusing in on only 10 products in an effort to streamline operations and cut costs. The company had the foresight to be sure to abandon products such as candles before in the past, and it is hoped that this refocusing may be able to revive the company and move it out of a decline status. Next, we'll look at the structure of the company. So they are part of a multi-divisional matrix structure. It uses a combination of product, functional, and regional divisions. For product divisions, the company organizes brands into 4 categories: beauty, hair and personal care, baby, feminine, and family care, fabric and home care, and health and grooming. For the functional division, they have specialized departments such as finance, human resources, sales, communications, legal, and informational technologies. For the regional divisions, they have their selling and market operations, which are divided into 6 regions: Asia Pacific, Europe, Greater China, a combination of India, Middle East, and Africa as one region, Latin America, and North America. This company is primarily centralized, where company decisions do come from a central source, and there are many standardized elements and processes in place for the company's daily operations. This would also be considered a tall company because there are many levels from the hierarchy that ranges from the entry-level position for it to get to the CEO. For the company's core competencies, they describe it as consumer understanding, productivity, innovation, go-to-market, brand building, and scale. As Chapter 8 in our book describes the source of core competencies, P&G does have access to specialized sources, such as patented products, specialized support departments, etc., and has used its core competencies to successfully expand globally by being able to transfer these resources abroad and establish a global network and access resources and skills globally. So next we'll look at the culture of the company. They describe their values as integrity, leadership, ownership, passion for winning, trust. With these values, P&G benefits from having a long history as a company that has been in operation for almost 200 years. During this period, they've established a culture of innovation that puts both of its products and its business processes. By having integrity and trusting as a part of their company values, it shows that they work on doing businesses ethically. P&G also benefits from being large enough to have departments that work in liaison roles between other departments in order to share communications and strategy with one another. Next, we'll look at the strategy of the company. So first, on a functional level, the company is primarily mechanistic, tall, centralized, and has a lot of standardization. For the research and development division, has a little bit more freedom as required for innovation, but otherwise the rest of the company is highly organized in order to perform its tasks. At a business level, P&G operates in a multi-divisional matrix structure, which is needed due to the size of the company. With having multiple brands that produce the same types of products, and with market penetration to most of the world, it needs a highly structured form in order to function properly. The company itself tends to take a low-cost strategy approach to its products, while the specific brands may try to differentiate themselves with enhanced features, for example, a whitening toothpaste versus just a standard toothpaste. The products that the company produces are consumables, and it causes customers to come back and purchase more of the same product. Mass production is the key for it to make a small amount of profit per product, and it's also designed to produce mass quantities. For the corporate level of the strategy, it really focuses on related diversification, which has really been a key to the success of the company. Throughout the company history, it has taken a product and expanded it upon it in order to make new design innovations and to reach new markets. An example would be the creation of ivory soap in the past. It turned a product that was meant for personal hygiene and cleaning a person into something that could both clean people and clothes. From that, they've been able to expand, and they do products that specifically focus on cleaning people and other products that work on cleaning clothes. For global strategy, P&G has adopted a transnational strategy for its approach to business. P&G's Selling and Market Operations division is a clear example of this. The company takes products that are used universally, such as soap, toothpaste, medicine, etc., and has a centralized manufacturing process to produce these products. The regional selling and market operation divisions determine how much of the products are going to be required for each region. This allows the company more flexibility by doing some small amounts of decentralization by allocating those resources as those departments need. Next, we'll look at the technology, which has been one of the backbones of the company. So one of the keys for the company is that they focus on mass production. With the marketing setup, with a low-cost strategy, it is required that they have to do mass production of products in order to produce the amount of profits to support a company of its scale. This means that it needs high technical complexity in the products that it produces because the mass production process requires it to be automated. The company doesn't focus on making specialized products for a specific situation. Instead, they're working on products that are easily replicated through the automated processes and that they can make vast quantities of because customers are expecting to get a consistent product when they purchase it from the marketplace. Along with this, they couple routine manufacturing along with non-routine research. Routine manufacturing is the means for the daily operations of the company to make profit because it's producing the products that it sells and generates revenue. The non-routine research is very key because it, as a company that is known for its innovation and in order to have a competitive advantage in the marketplace, it needs to be able to come up with improvements upon its products or new products in order to continue to experience growth and success. So what this means is that they rely upon a combination of incremental and quantum innovations. An incremental innovation would be a small improvement upon an existing product. So in this case, taking the toothpaste example, adding a whitening feature is something that would enhance the product, but it doesn't change the base nature of what the product does itself. The difference between that and a quantum innovation is a completely new innovation that creates a completely new market. So when one of their labs was able to come up with a vapor rub, which later became Vicks, it showed an example of how they developed a new medicine type. With this being incorporated within their company structure, it developed a new channel for the company in order to enter new markets and generate a whole new source of revenue. And being the first to market allowed them to have a competitive advantage in the marketplace by having a product that others could not replicate. So it is because of all these innovations that the company depends upon. They do rely upon that for their future success. Only time will tell if the recent changes that the company has done to their structure will work out and see if they continue to prosper for another 200 years.